Well, hey, it's another Throwback Thursday video. This is our final part of the SimCity series on Throwback Thursday. We are going to go ahead and continue looking at this stack of cards that we've got. We've looked at what the starter deck comes with, what a booster pack might come with though, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at the remainder of the cards that I've got here in my hand, and then we will kind of wrap this up there. So Bensonville Fire Station, we got a field, gas station, forest, bookstore, farmhouse. There's a pond. There's a colonial servants dormitory or quarters. So steel distributor, video store, an up county farmhouse. There's a dairy barn, mobile home, a primitive hut, a grain elevator, a university bookstore, college, a newspaper, bed and breakfast, wine castle. We got a ranch house, electronics manufacturer. There's a community center, preschool. So post office. What I was going to say though is construction firm is that, as you can see, new car dealer. One of the things that, of course, basically mountain plains that, and we're going to just roll through this here first though. Cook County Police Station, an office center. There's a bridge, an apartment building, South Park Fire Station, an upside down card, oil well, planes, coal powered coal burning power plant, not firepower, a Joliet Police Station, another farmhouse, fraternity house, dairy farm, bed and breakfast, and then we get some more council members to join our group, and some of course are just general council members. Others are more specific, like this one, a commercial council member, and city council chairman. And there's, of course, our corrupt council member. And we got a candy store and a administrative center to wrap it up. Okay, so what I was going to say, about this though, was, and I kind of wanted to go through the cards though to finish up before I did a wrap up of the actual set. So as you can tell though, lots of cards, lots of cool cards. Could be a very fun game to play. The only thing that I think that that really, of course, became an issue though when we played the game, just like playing some of the other card games like Star Trek though, as a card game, is that you need a good sized table to work with. So I mean, playing Magic and having the table space, the real estate space if you will, to be able to put your cards out, can eat up or use space too, and needing that space can become a challenge. But by far, when you are trying to put together or playing Magic the Gathering, you generally, at least when I played, basically standard playing though, even playing with the kids here. You can play though. You don't need. You need a decent space, but you can play with a smaller space if you have to. But when you get into games like this, where all of a sudden you're start laying out basically cards though, and you know basically you're laying your cards out, and all of a sudden you now need to basically to have essentially basically the your cards are taking up the entire mat here that you can see through and beyond, or you're talking about that you're taking up basically just to play one game yourself. You need a basically a folding table, a square folding table. So you need what? If you're playing with someone else, you each need your own folding table, or you need more space than that. Well, all of a sudden, to play the game though becomes quite a challenge though. Not just the game itself though. The game might be easy, or if it is, that's great. But the challenge then becomes finding the space that you need for the game, for your cards though, because then you're needing a lot of extra space to basically to manage the cards though, to basically to really be able to use them. So now all of a sudden, instead of basically being able to play the game and not needing a lot of space, now all of a sudden each of you need a huge amount of space. And that is, I think, in part one of the downfalls of some of the games like SimCity though, some of the other card games, is that when the real estate, if you will, the table space that you need to play exceeds basically your available space though, it's when it becomes basically a challenge though, especially to play. Now, if you could play at even playing at a game store, a hobby store, you've got basically long folding tables, okay? Well, if you got two people who are using an entire long table to play something like basically SimCity though, but you could have that same long table could support basically 4 people playing or 8 people playing basically Magic the Gathering or any other card game that basically doesn't take up as much real estate or space though. That means you can have more people sitting and playing though. Now, obviously this is of course not taking into today's environment though, or where basically even now though, there is still a healthy basically choice to still want to be spaced apart though, for both health reasons but also just for comfortability. I mean, I don't want to be bumping elbows with somebody while I'm playing the card game. If you can provide a space for us to play though, and at the same time we're not sardines though, then that's basically it. But you're still being able to host enough people at a time that you're basically keep things going though. Whereas if you're, like I said, if you've got someone who's using up a long table, and it's not D&D, which you could use up a long table, but even with Dungeons and Dragons, at that point though, you're actually got more people sitting there potentially. I mean, even if of the long table they actually are using the actual building things though, and one side is being used for the actual, where the basically the dungeon master is sitting on one side and your players are sitting on the other, and you've got the basically the essentially the kind of the map though laid out though on the table though, whatever the case may be. You're still sitting one DM and maybe 4 or 5 players, though, depending on your position. You're still not using, still have a lot of that space on that long table. So there it is, my take on this. I mean, I love the game. It's great. Take you down through it though. Obviously, the playing it on the computer though, of course, was easier though, because you didn't need a lot of space though. But it was still fun to be able to take it and play it in a card format. But like I said, the challenge eventually was that you need a lot of table space to play the game. Let me know what you guys think though on this entire series though as it rolls out, and I will respond though as I do to a lot of these though. And thanks for stopping by. We'll see you in the next Throwback Thursday video. I'm not sure which basically card game that I will take up there with Throwback Thursday after this though. We'll either, we might do a basically a jump into Star Trek. I've got something that I have kind of set off to the side though that we may take a look at though, and then jump into another basically game though, either going to the Hyborian Gates though, or a quest version though of the game, or quest game. So either way, until next time, have a great day guys. We will catch you in the next video. Thanks for hanging out.